Now, you might be wondering, what in the heck am I doing at 10:45 at night in my office going live on Facebook? Well, all right, before you get too crazy, let me just show you what I've been doing all day. Making America pee again. That's right. So I have been doing what I called tubeless button TURPs. Tubeless button TURPs. I've been doing these button TURPs and then sending the patients home the same day like I've been doing forever, but I'm not leaving a catheter afterwards. So I had a patient post-op day 0. I operated on him this afternoon, and he was complaining that he couldn't void. So I said, instead of going to the ER, I'm just a minutes away from my office. Why don't you meet me in my office? So his wife drove him here in the office. I examined him. He was uncomfortable. His suprapubic area was distended. I did an ultrasound, post-void residual bladder ultrasound, and he was full. So I gave him the option. He said, yes, please put a catheter in me. I put in a 20 French catheter, drain his urine. No clots. He just drained some peridium-looking, orange-looking urine. I drained about 500 cc's. He was immediately relieved and super comfortable and super grateful. So I sent him home with a catheter and gave him a plug. Anyway, that's why I'm here at 10:45 at night. But I don't want to talk about my tubeless TURP, button TURP. I want to talk to you about something that Dr. Alex Schittenstuhler, I think Schittenstuhler, he's got a very difficult last name to pronounce. In any case, about 6 days ago, he posted something called LoFric Elle. He asked about LoFric Elle, if anyone had heard of it. I hadn't heard of it. So I reached out to LoFric, or actually clicked on the link that he provided, and I reached out to WellSpec, I believe the company that now owns LoFric, and asked for some samples. Well, I got them in. I think a day or a couple of days ago, and let's discover this catheter together. I have the 12 French female catheter, 4 inches long, and it's made for female CIC. So let's take a look at this. This is a box of 30. Pretty small configuration, compact. So if you need to have some in your office, you can. You open it up like this. Nice purple color. I like it. Looks like pretty neat design. You can feel, so this opening is going to come in to play in a second, but there's an index that you can feel right here, right there, a little bump. And also at the very end, there's a tiny little bump. So no matter where you're feeling along this tube, you know where this opening is. So for your patients who may be visually impaired, by feel, they should be able to operate this self-catheter, female catheter. First, you open up this cover like so. So you can do it with one hand, not too bad. This is where urine is going to come out. And then, now this requires a little bit of dexterity. You're going to have to hold this and then twist this part off to get it to drain or to release. So the patient who may not have the best dexterity from stroke or whatever neurologic condition, if she does not have good dexterity, this might be challenging, opening this up and then now twisting this off. There's a small piece of tape right here holding this together, so you have to twist it off like that, and then you pull the catheter out. Okay. You can tell that there's a little bit of liquid in there, and there's a lot of liquid in here. Let me show you. So that's all water. All right. So now the cool part is that you insert this thing here, you insert this into this opening, and this little, there are 2 bumps right there, and you have to put it in and then kind of turn it clockwise. So I put this in here and I turn it clockwise to lock it in place. Now it stays in place. Now, if I don't lock it in place, it'll just come right out. So you stick it in here, lock it in place, and now the woman will have a much easier time manipulating this device, insert it into the urethra, and urine is going to drain out of this opening. And when she's done, she takes it out, disconnect this handle by twisting it counterclockwise, and then putting the cover back on. So pretty discreet, and then you just shut the lid like that. Apparently, this whole thing, this container is 100% biodegradable or recyclable, which is pretty darn cool. So anyway, that is the LoFric Elle. I have not had any patient use it, obviously, so you are going to have to tell me what your experience has been prescribing this for your patients. Now, for certain ladies who may have a difficult time finding her urethra, or maybe she has a lot of redundant labia and has a hard time finding the urethra, this may be a good device. If she has a hard time inserting the typical female catheter into the urethra because of the way she's built, this might be a good option. It extends her reach. If she's able to self-catheterize with a mirror and using this, I think this might be a little bit easier. I do not have any prescribing information as far as if you need some sort of documentation necessitating the prescription of this particular catheter. But hey, you know what? I'm sure your LoFric or well-spec'd rep will be able to counsel you regarding that. I just got the samples. I'm sure I will hear from them pretty soon. Let me know what you think, if you have tried this before or if you have had a patient use this in the past. Let me know your thoughts regarding this LoFric Elle female self-catheter, intermittent self-catheter. And yeah, see if this is better than the traditional, maybe speedy cath or whichever is your preference. There's so many catheters out there. This seems to be a huge market with a lot of competition. And with competition, that means a lot more innovation. So I'm really looking forward to see what else these manufacturers come up with. Any comments or questions? As usual, leave them below. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. Please take care of yourself and take care of each other. Bye-bye.